The PS30 has been installed and commissioned in the last tutorial, as well as the display items have been presented. Now, a teach-in will be done directly at the sensor's display. Our PS30 demo case is used again. By pressing the Set button for longer than 2 seconds, one gets to the main menu of the sensor. The item Teach-in is selected directly. There are the items Start Length Teach, Offset, as well as Blanking available. Blanking defines certain areas, which are then not considered for the Teach-in. First, the item Start Length Teach is selected. The label length is now requested, and for the SIG label, the length is 145 mm. Here, it is important that the set value for the label length is not longer than the real length of the label. Each single number can be set and changed. The setting needs to be confirmed by set and the drum turned. The label now passes the sensor. When starting to turn the drum, the sensor should be positioned at the beginning of the label. The word busy on the display indicates that the sensor is processing the picture data. After this process, up to 6 blinking bars show the quality of the teach-in. In the endless mode, the sensor is now switching at the beginning of the label. In the single object mode, the sensor is now switching at the end of the label. After a few rotations, the bars stop blinking and represent not any longer the quality of the teach, but the quality of run, which means the quality of label detection. The next step is now to set an offset. This can be done in the menu Teach-in with the item Offset. It is now possible to define an offset in millimeter steps from the current switching point. As an example, 70 mm is chosen as an offset from the switching point. The setting has to be confirmed by the Set button. The switching point has now been moved successfully by 70 mm. In some cases, it might be necessary to ignore certain areas of the label during the teach-in. This can be done by the so-called blanking with the item blanking in the menu Teach-in. Up to 2 areas can be defined by setting a start and an end point. As an example, area 1 is now defined from 50 to 100 mm from the current switching point. The defined area will be ignored with the following recalculation of teach-in data. If the label is changing in this area, for instance by a printed best before date, the quality of run keeps stable and an accurate switching is assured. The setting of the blanking is confirmed by apply and the teach-in is recalculated. In this tutorial, the complete process of a teach-in, offset and blanking has been presented. The configuration by Sopers Air is shown in a separate tutorial.